Hey everybody, my name is Bray. I'm the property manager at the Grove in Milledgeville, and today we're going to show you how to do two different types of move-outs. One where the resident will be waiving their right to a move-out inspection, and then the other where the resident will actually be present for the move-out inspection. We're going to start off by going through the resident who's going to be waiving their right to an inspection, and we'll go from there. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
What can I help you with today?
I'm here to turn my keys in.
Okay, you're going to be moving out, huh?
Yeah.
All right, may I get your name?
Kara?
Alright. Do you have your ID by chance? Alright. Alright, I'm just going to get your account pulled up. And you're just turning your keys in. You don't want us to be present in the inspection?
No.
Okay. Alright, if you wouldn't mind filling that out.
Thank you.
I'm going to get your account pulled up. Alright, Karen, looks like you are caught up to date. You're still responsible for the remaining part of the lease, even though you're moving out today. We've got your last month's rent on file still, so that'll take care of your July. But you still have June outstanding. Did you want to go ahead and pay for that today?
Not today. I'll pay it in June.
Alright, good deal. Remember, it is due on the 1st, and if you get any utility overages or anything of that nature, it'll still be due on the 1st.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
Alright. I'll go ahead and take your keys, please, ma'am.
Alright. Here you go.
Cool. At this point, we've got her safe lock key, we've got her bedroom key and her postal key, and we verify ID because the resident, it must be one of two people, either the leaseholding resident or the actual guarantor who has signed the lease agreement themselves. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
How's it going? Glad you got to stay with us.
You too.
Enjoyed it.
It's been nice.
All right, bye. Take care. Come on back. Now we received Kara's move-out envelope, waiving her right to inspection. We're going to come back here, and before I go through the specifics on where we're going to place this, I kind of want to discuss a little bit about how we've got it organized back here. So the first box here is for, this box is solely for waiving the right to inspection envelopes. So this is for maintenance to inspect. If you'll notice on here, I've got it recorded that maintenance to inspect, waiving the right to be present during the inspection. From there, we also have a completed inspection where we actually still need to add the charges. So when you'll see a little bit later in the video, when maintenance tech or the maintenance supervisor or the general manager comes and pulls the waived right inspection to actually go conduct the inspection, when they bring all that paperwork back, they're going to be putting it into the completed inspection. From this point, the general manager will come back here, grab the paperwork from the completed inspection, pull the damage sheet so we can add the charges into the actual ledger of the resident for all the damages that's owed, and again you'll see that a little bit later in the video too. And then after that, we have another box here that needs to be filed. So once we have the completed inspection and after we enter the actual charges, we're going to be placing it into this bin. And this other piece here is the key audit. This is what we're going to record all of the keys that are made for all of the apartments for the residents who are going to be moving out. So now we've already received the envelope with the keys for the waiving the right to inspection. Now what we're going to do is kind of go through what exactly needs to happen from here. So whether our maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, or the general manager is going to be doing the inspection, we're going to come back here and collect certain items that we need. So we're going to grab clipboard. We're going to go ahead and grab the actual envelope with the keys in them. We're going to pull their current move-in, move-out form. So for example, for this particular one, we will grab this. Along with the actual move-in, move-out form, which looks like this, we're going to also grab their RCR addendum, which is the addendum to the form that has all of the furniture, things of that nature that was on there prior to moving in, or after they moved in, excuse me. So we'll grab those items. We're also going to grab a damage cause form, which is an itemized list of all the different things that could be damaged that need to be repaired and charged back to the resident. And we're also going to grab a no entry flyer. We're going to post that on the actual door itself after we get everything inspected and locked and all that fun stuff. You'll also need to grab some extra pins, some tape so we can put the flyer up there, and we'll need to grab a whiteboard along with a magic eraser or a dry eraser, excuse me, and a camera. A lot of times we'll have the maintenance techs or supervisors actually use their phones for the camera. It doesn't matter as long as you have an actual camera to go through and do the inspection itself. Let's say, for example, while we're here, if they did not have a move-in, move-out form upon moving in. If we went and checked their place and it wasn't there, what we're going to want to do is actually bring with us a blank move-in, move-out form. We're going to assume basically that they did not provide that back to us in a timely manner like they should have after they moved in, and take this along with it. If they did not bring in their RCR addendum, we're also going to bring a blank one of those as well. And then we'll actually get to doing a move-out inspection here in just a little bit when we go do a move-out inspection that's with a resident. So now we're going to actually go through an example on a resident who's wanting to be present during the inspection. We're going to start from the beginning and run through, and then we'll actually do what we need to get again for the move-out inspection, and then we'll meet them over at the apartment to complete the move-out inspection with them. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Good. What you up to?
Not much, you know, got everything moved out.
Okay, cool.
Trying to turn my keys and stuff.
All right, good deal. Did you want to be present during the inspection?
I did.
Okay, cool. Do you have your ID with you by chance?
Sure.
All right, perfect. Ms. Timkowski? All right, good deal. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and sign in for the move-out inspection to be present.
Okay.
And I'll get your account pulled up, make sure everything's taken care of. So, now that we've got them in, they're looking to go ahead and do a move-out inspection. We want to go ahead and pull up their ledger. Technically, they don't have to necessarily be at a zero balance. We're required still to give them a move-out inspection, even if they have a balance. But it's really important while they're actually here, we've got the face-to-face interaction to go ahead and attempt to collect. It's our duty as the general manager and all staff members to really encourage and persuade them to go ahead and take that payment and collect that payment. It's much easier to go ahead and collect it while we've got them in-house versus when they leave and they're done. It's much more difficult, and that's going to really hurt our bad debt in our budget and NOI. All right, Kara, it looks like you've got a zero balance and your last month's rent's already paid in full, so we're good to go. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, cool. I'll meet you over at your apartment.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, see you there. So here's your ID.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So come on back. So now we're going to go ahead and be present. She wants to be present for the actual move-out inspection. So there's several things that we want to go ahead and grab. I'm going to be doing the actual move-out inspection for her because our maintenance team is not available at the moment. They may be doing other move-out inspections or whatever the case may be. So I've got her information. I'm going to go ahead and pull her move-in and move-out form, which would be this form here. She does have one, so we will not need to bring a blank one. And we also have the RCR addendum. And again, that has the bedroom checklist, the furniture checklist, and so forth. And also, they're recognizing that they did sign for their keys. So we're going to grab these two items. We're going to grab the actual damage cost form and a completed walkthrough move-out envelope. And we're also going to grab another no entry flyer and a piece of tape to put on top of that so we can hang it on their door after they get moved out. Also, we're going to grab our camera, a dry erase marker, and the actual dry erase board so we can document who they are if there's any damage that needs to be reported. Alright, so now we're actually going to go do the move-in inspection with the roommate being present or the resident being present. So we're going to get started. Hello, you ready?
Yes, I am.
Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright. of information. Here's a pen if you wouldn't mind just acknowledging that you are present with a staff member to do the move-out inspection, sign and date, and be sure that you put your forwarding address there and make sure it's legible. All right,
Great,
cool.
thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, cool. So when we do these move-out inspections, it really just depends on the type of inspection. If all the residents are going to be moving out at the same time, it's a little bit easier to know that the common area is going to be completely clean and no specifics. But in this instance, it's going to be Kara moving out. So one person moving out in a 3-bedroom unit. We're still going to evaluate the common area. We're going to take the actual move-out inspection, the move-in, move-out inspection form, compare it to what she had on the exception side, on the left-hand side, on when she moved in, and anything that's on, any kind of damages that aren't already documented, she will be charged for. So what we'll generally do is a good rule of thumb, just to start at the very beginning in the hallway, take a look, turn all the lights on, you start on one wall and work your way around. You want to be sure that we check dishwashers, open up cabinets, ensure that the stove, microwave, the fridge, everything's in working order, nothing's been damaged, because since Kara's moving out, she would still be responsible for taking care of those type damages. When we're also looking at it, you can come on this way, we're going to actually pull the refrigerator out, make sure that there's not any trash or anything of that nature that's behind it. Check, all the walls. We want to look at carpet damage. We're going to go through, and Kara, you can come on with me. We're going to go through and do the inspection. So far, everything looks good. Let's see. We're going to just continue going on and taking a look. We want to make sure that when we're on the living room, we're going line item by line item, that each and every aspect that's on the move-in, move-out form is completed and something's written on that line item. Whether it's okay or if there's something that's damaged, be very specific with it. And while we're over here, we're going to also evaluate the furniture and the cushions. We're going to move the furniture around a little bit, make sure there's no damage underneath. So we might scoop this out, double check. That looks good. We'll pull up the cushions. That looks good. Everything's good. Generally, we would move these items, make sure that there's not any damage that's underneath that perhaps might be covered up. With the blinds, be sure to check all the blinds. If the blinds are pulled up, be sure to let them down to make sure there's not any damage that might be hidden. We'll check everything out. All of these look good. We'll pull out the couch. That looks good. Alright, so we've got the living room and the kitchen. Everything seems to be good. So we're going to head over to the bedroom. Alright. In here, we want to make sure that either we've given out ample notifications to let them know that, of course, they need to have their carpets cleaned. If not, they would be billed back. In this case, Kara, did you have your carpets cleaned?
I did not.
Okay, cool. Just so you know, you will be billed for it. We can go ahead and take care of that after we complete the move-out inspection. So while we're in here, again, we want to check the walls, see if there's any damage. Go ahead and actually open the drawers to make sure that everything is functioning properly. And there's not anything that's left in there that needs to be cleaned out. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so what we're going to do, grab my little board. So anything that's going to be charged for, you want to make sure that we actually document it. And we're going to put down on here that Kara is in, this is for apartment 2, 3, 4, and this is bedroom C. And we also want to write Kara's name on it also. And from this point, anything that we jot down on the actual move-out report, we're going to take a picture of it. So if there was damage that was done where we're going to need to replace, or if there's going to be a cleaning charge that we're going to have to add, then we want to put this in the actual picture and snap a photo so we have that to document the reason for the charge. And we're going to continue to look up, again, open and close, check for window screens. Window screens are there. And even with the mattresses, be sure that we check the mattress and then also underneath. A lot of times, depending on the type of mattress, if it's reversible, they can flip it over if there's hide stains or anything of that nature that we need to charge for. Also, we'll check the closet. And in here,
Ooh, I forgot a picture.
yeah, you might want to grab that before you head out.
Okay.
And so we do have those items in here. In the bathroom area, you want to open all the cabinets, check, make sure everything works appropriately. In this instance, the bathroom still needs to be cleaned, Kara, so we will need to charge for cleaning for the bathroom, and then we will take a picture. So we'll take this here and snap our photo of it. And toilet paper holder, all of that seems to be okay. So then we'll bring it back here to the actual form. Our move in, move out report. And everything along the way, we've got everything documented on here. She does have both of her keys, all three of her keys. You've got all three, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to document that she received all three keys. Put down all the information. She's actually we're going to move that forwarding address that she wrote down on the envelope and write the forwarding address here. From this point, we are going to grab our RCR addendum that has the furniture checklist. We're going to go through and make sure that all the furniture that was listed that she had here is also still here, in which it is. So we'll go through and we'll check off each of those. And now, at this point, we're going to grab our damage cost form. We're going to complete it. We're going to document different items on here where the cleanliness, that she didn't have her carpet cleaned, so we're going to document that on here. And at the end, we're going to tally everything up, any charges or anything of that nature, and put total charges here. I'm going to initial here as being the staff that was available that actually did the inspection and date it. At this point, I'm going to grab Kara. And Kara, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to get her to also initial that she was present and that she does agree to these charges. So we're going to get you to sign that. And then also, Kara will also have another spot to sign on the move-in and move-out report. So she will go ahead and sign and date that, as will I. Everything is legible, and now at this point, Kara, we've got everything. That looks like your total is going to be right at $140. We're going to go ahead and head back over to the clubhouse, and we'll get her to pay for that right now. All right? Is that good? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and lock everything up. We want to shut all the lights off, turn everything off. The blinds are closed. And we are going to, do you have your keys?
I do. You want me to put them in the
Grab
envelope?
this. Yeah, we'll get them in the envelope. I got to lock it up first. So we're going to lock bedroom seat up, and then we need to stamp it with our no entry form to let the current residents in here know that this has been inspected and that no one has the right for entry until a new resident moves in. All right. We'll go ahead and put these keys in the envelope, and then we'll head on back to the office, and I'll meet you up there. We'll get your payment taken care of.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Let's go ahead and get everything locked up. You're going to turn all the lights on. Alright, so I'll go ahead and grab the safe lock key from the envelope, lock it up, put it back in, and at this point you can go ahead and seal the envelope, and then head on back to the office so we can take the payment. So now we've completed the move-out inspection with the resident. I'm meeting the resident up here so we can go ahead and take care of all of the costs that are involved for the charges. Go ahead and get that reduced so they have a zero balance moving out. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hey! Alright, cool. So I've got your account already pulled up. Looks like after we went through everything, it was $140. Do you want to go ahead and pay that with a check?
Yes.
Alright, cool. And alright, So I received your check, went ahead and took care of paid the balance, and then we're going to give you a final farewell. So thank you again. It was such a pleasure to have you with us.
It's been great staying here. I hate that I'm graduating.
Yeah. Oh, well, good deal.
No, I'm not
All
really,
right.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, take care. Good luck. All right, so now we've completed the move-out inspection. We've collected payment. Now it's just time to file the paperwork. So if you'll follow me back here, we'll get that taken care of. Alright, so first things first, we want to go ahead and document that we've received the keys. So we're going to go over to our key audit. And we did receive all 3 keys from Kara. So we're going to pull up the right apartment number and letter. And we received the safe lock, the bedroom, along with the mail key. We'll document that on there. We're going to go ahead and take the paperwork from the clipboard. Make sure we have everything, which of course we'll have the move-out envelope. We're going to have the damage cost form. We're also going to have the RCR addendum. And we're also going to have the move-in, move-out form. Which of course all of these forms and envelopes have been signed off by both the resident and the supervisor or maintenance tech or general manager, whoever did the move-out inspection. We're going to come back, get us some paper clips. You might want to put a couple, 2 or 3 on it to make sure that they don't fall off. The weight of the keys can sometimes make things move around. So I usually put about 3 of them on there. And then of course we're going to put this into the completed inspection bin that we discussed earlier today. So now we want to, as a general manager, we want to go ahead and add the charges in. So we're going to come over to our completed inspection bin, grab one at a time. You'll want to do these on a daily basis if you can, as they come in, and try to get as much knocked out as you can so they don't build up. It can be a very easy process, or you can make it much more difficult on yourself if you wait until the stack gets really high. So at this point, out of the completed inspection bin, we're going to go through and we want to grab the damage cost form, which of course looks like that. We're going to grab our laptop, go stand up at the front desk of the computer, pull up their actual ledger. And when you pull their ledger up, you're going to want to be very specific. So for every line item that they've got a damage or a charge on their damage cost form, we're going to also add a separate line item in as a charge for in their ledger. The actual, there's a section when you put in the charge for damages. Or if it's cleaning carpet, if there's cleaning charges that you've got to add, there is a line item that you can click on for cleaning charges. Once we get those added into RealPage, we're going to go ahead and separate these because they're going to be filed differently. In fact, we have a folder that's going to have completely separate for all damage cost forms. For example, this is one that we had last year. We've got all of our residents who moved out sorted in alphabetical order by last name. And it's going to be very important that you get this separated and in a 3-ring binder by themselves in alphabetical order, because you are going to be sending this to home office very soon, so they can help, enter charges or need for supporting documents for the damages in case you have parents call later on. Within this actual folder too, in Kara's instance, she did not have her carpets professionally cleaned. So she did not have an invoice or a receipt from a professional cleaner. If in the event that they did have their carpets cleaned, you're going to want to take the damage cost form, attach the receipt to that, directly back to that damage cost form as proof and supporting documents for reason not charging for the carpet cleaning. And then of course you'll put that back into this area here. Once we put the move out form into the folder, that's going to leave you basically with these 3 items left. You'll have the move out envelope, the move in, move out report, along with the RCR addendum. We're going to go ahead and take the keys from the envelope, go ahead and put them back in their areas that they belong, put them back in their home. Safe lock keys go where the safe lock key is. Of course, the bedroom door key goes where you keep your bedroom door key in the lock box or the key box, and then the postal key back where it's supposed to go as well. And then hang on to the envelope. We're going to take the RCR addendum and the move-in, move-out report. We're going to go ahead and detach the move-in, move-out report if you have a carbon copy, and take those two items along with the envelope. Let's go ahead and I'll show you, for example. Okay, so we're going to take the original move-in, move-out report, the RCR addendum, and the envelope. Sorry. And two-hole punch it with your two-hole puncher, and you're actually going to put that part back in the resident file on the left-hand side to keep for reference. And then that will take care of this into their file, and then that'll leave you with the move-in, move-out report carbon copy. You're going to want to put that back in the building file in the same department that it was in to keep for records for that particular building. You're going to want to take all the pictures that you took during the move-out inspection and load them to your computer, save them all to the certain file so they don't get lost. I'll also have our maintenance techs and maintenance supervisors take it with their phone so they can email me all the pictures, just in case in the event that your laptop crashes or whatnot, you also got them saved to your email. That way you've got all that evidence to support all the charges that were necessary. So now the paperwork's been filed. We want to go ahead and start prepping for our in-house turn so we get our maintenance crew out there to get this apartment flipped. So what we're going to do is go ahead and immediately, once we file the paperwork, go into Real Page under the Facilities tab, add a work order in for that particular unit to be made ready. In conjunction with that, we also want to open up our Make Ready Board Google Doc that Kevin Seeley sent out and update the Google Doc with that particular unit. Doing both of those things, that's going to initiate our maintenance team to go out into the field and have the apartment or the unit painted, cleaned, carpet cleaned, all the tasks that need to be done to have that apartment made ready or that unit made ready. When they complete the unit, they're going to bring back the work order to the general manager. The general manager then will review the work order, actually walk the unit. It's mandatory. You've got to walk the unit to inspect what you expect. We want to make sure that the walls are painted appropriately, so all the paint's taken care of. The carpets look clean. They are clean. Every facet that's involved with the Make Ready, that it's completed and up to the level of standard that we expect as Campus Crest and Grove employees, and what our new residents will be expecting. From that point, we will also go back in when we close the work order after we've done the walkthrough and it's good to go. We feel that it meets all the expectations. We'll go into close the work order in Real Page. And again, in conjunction, we're going to go into the Google Doc, the Make Ready board that Kevin Seeley sent to us, and update that information with that particular unit on there. In addition to the work order being completed and the Google Doc for the Make Ready board completed, we're also updating the Google Doc for the turn expenses so we can record and keep track of all the expenses that incur throughout pre-turn, in-house turn, or any invoices that's related to turn whatsoever, to keep a manual tracking of it. So if we have to purchase supplies, of course we run it through all of our approvers to make sure that it's approved and whatnot, whether it's a purchase order or using your P card or whatever the case may be, check request. Once we submit those to our area teams for approval, we also want to go in to the Google Doc that's tracking the expenses that Kevin Seeley sent to us and adding it accordingly into the line item that it's supposed to be recorded at, so we can manually keep track of the expenses. You're going to want to do that no matter the price, whether you're spending 25 cents on something or $2,500 on something. We want to make sure that you're recording all those expenses to keep our thumb on our budget to ensure that we come in under budget for turn. outside of that, though, good luck with 2014 turn. Thanks.